'cause I'm next to you.
Sounds so beautiful, don't you agree? Hey,
And then loving you is a crime.
hey,
Tell me why I bring out the best in you.
hey. You do, you do. Hey,
I hear sirens while we make love. God is hell, but they don't know.
And welcome back to the Nikki B and Rizzy podcast. This your girl Nikki B. And before I introduce who my special guest is right here, I just want to give a shout out to my girl Rizzy. She is a little under the weather, so she's not here with us tonight. But always it's me and Nikki B and Rizzy. You know, it's us. But we have a special guest tonight, and I'll introduce to you who this is in 1 second. So as always, you know, we always go through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We just stop. Look, Nikki B and Rizzy podcast. Just look it up, and it's on there. And if you just click search, put our name in, it's gonna pop up. Thank you all for viewing. We see that you are viewing. As always, we talk about make sure that you're subscribing. Our subscribers are going up, but we have more viewers than we have subscribers. So subscribe, people.
Subscribe, people. Stop playing subscribe.
Yeah.
You
Tell
did.
somebody to watch us, you know, all that great stuff. We have gone down on the messages that are being sent to the podcast page, which is good. We still are getting a few, like we had one the other day where somebody was asking for money again. Again, guys, we're not going to cash app anybody anything. So if you see this video, don't go in our inbox messages asking for money, because we're not going to do that. If anything, we'll direct you to who can help you in whatever city or state you live in, okay?
Which is right.
So without further ado, I would like to introduce Mr. Curtis.
What up?
This guy is my husband. And tonight we're going to have a special edition of Nikki B and Rizzy podcast, and we're going to be talking about marriage.
Ding, 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 ding.
I can't. And before we go any further, see these? Sit Rock, Nikki B. He just happened to have one too. But shout out to my girl Rizzy. She makes these. You guys go on Instagram, look her up. It's a flash thing.
Support her, yo.
Support her. Make sure
Support
that
the
you
black
buy
business,
those.
man. You got to do that, baby.
And his glass too is from her as well.
All day, baby. Sit rock. Good job, Nikki. Yo, man. Rizzy.
Yeah. Okay. So
I love the cup, yo.
Sit Rock is Curtis spelled backwards. In case anybody's like, what is that?
Yeah. You know me, I'm different, man.
Yeah. But you'll find out how different in a few minutes. So, anyway, with that being said, Curtis and I have been married for 11 years.
I love mom.
11 years. We have 5 children together, and we have 9 children in total.
9 picnics in total, yo.
So,
Yes, sir. We doing what God said do. Be fruitful and multiply. Make sure we keep them on the earth, baby. That's what I'm doing. I'm fulfilling what the Father said, you know?
I think I was absent for quite a few of those fulfillments. No, I'm just kidding. But so we've been married 11 years, and we just kind of want to talk about what it is to be married. What are the stigmas behind being married?
Right.
What are the do's and don'ts of what people said, and is that a real reality once you get married? Are these things real? And you know, a lot of us who grew up in the church, we heard a lot of things like no shacking before you get married, no having sex before you get married. Let's see, what else did we hear? Oh, the big thing is we used to hear all the time, where he work at, what's his credit score?
God.
You know what I mean? Those kinds of things. And you know, you always the White House and the picket fence, and you know, for women sometimes no matter what he did, you were supposed to stay with him, and you know, all kinds of things. So with that being said, before we even get into those things, what caused you, what was your reasoning for wanting to be married? Like, what was your, okay, now I want to be married? Because before I'm gonna get into some stuff, but I'm gonna let him answer his question and why he wanted to be married. What was your reason?
I just basically knew at the end of the day that's something that I wanted. I didn't want it right away, you know what I mean? But I just knew after a while, if you just running around in the world, you just feel like you're missing something. You know what I mean? All the girls, it don't entice you no more, basically, you know what I'm saying? So after a while, I was like, man, you know what? It's time for me to go ahead and settle down, man. If I end up catching something out here or dying, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I was just around here just wide open like that, but I was wide open like that, you know what I mean? Anybody know me, man, know what my life was like. You know what I mean? And that's why I was like, yeah, you know what, I gotta go ahead and make this right. And me and this girl couldn't stand each other. Somehow I chose her and she chose me to marry. So it's like we was meant for each other, you know what I mean? She accommodated me on my weaknesses, and whatever weakness she had, I accommodated that, and we got together. And that, movement by yourself, but you were forced when you were together. Hey, that's my strength right there, man.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And that's how, hey, I couldn't stand you, girl. God. But nah, that's water under the bridge, man. She make me the man I am today, yo. But say if I would have married somebody else, I definitely know for a fact I wouldn't be this man I am right now. You know what I mean? So fellas, you know what I mean? You want me to make you strong, yo. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you choose the right one.
Are you just saying that because I'm sitting here?
No, yo. For real, girl.
Well, for me, I think when you were growing up, you always were taught as a little girl, you're supposed to write down a list of who you wanted to marry, what you wanted your guy to look like, what was this big package. I never did that. I never sat down and was like, oh, I want my guy to be this, that, and that. But if I had to write it out, I would have written you.
Oh, my.
I would have written you.
Stop trying
Nobody trying to gas you.
Me, girl.
Nobody trying to gas
Okay,
you.
now,
His height alone caught me. For those of you who don't know, he stands over, 6'7", 6'8"?
I'm there.
So his height alone, when I first met him, I never forget, I was not that intrigued until he stood up. And when he stood up, I was like, oh,
whoa,
hi. You know what I mean? But yeah, so for those of you who know, I've told a little bit of our story before. We had a son. We broke up. I met him at 19 years old. He was 24. We had a son. We broke up for 5 years or so, people thought. Hi. And
girl.
and so we weren't together. And in that time span, we didn't really like each other. It wasn't nice. I don't think we were really nice to each other at all.
Definitely.
Sometimes.
I feel like it was all about timing. I feel like God, the creator, whatever y'all want to call him, put us together like boom. Y'all gonna be husband and wife, but boom. Separate for a moment, go out there and experience life. But later on down the line, this is the two that's gonna be put together. That's what I feel happened.
Okay.
That's definitely what I feel happened, yo. It just wasn't, it was a bad timing. She needed to learn and experience more, and I definitely needed to experience. I was fresh out of college, wild, you know what I mean? Wasn't ready to just straight commit, you know what I mean? But she was my soulmate, but it just wasn't the right timing. But some people just don't make it back together, but we did though, so that's how I know it was destined to be, you know what I mean? Straight up.
So, with that being said, what are some of the things that you heard in church growing up about marriage? Because I know the big thing was, especially if you were the woman, it was you had to have these lists of do's and don'ts for a guy.
Yes.
Like, he had to be working here, or he had to have this kind of job, or this credit score, and this kind of house, and he had to be able to provide for you. What were some of the things that you heard about marriage in church? Because you grew up in church just like I did.
I definitely did. The man is the head, you know what I mean?
Wait, but I agree with that though.
The man is the head. Yeah, he's the head when it's some violence getting ready to go on up, protecting his family. But I feel the man and the woman is the head at the same time. We walk side by side. It ain't no man in the front, you know what I mean? I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? A wife just cooking, cleaning all the time and then just bringing her husband the food. I feel like she's a maid. My wife is not no maid, yo. I don't never want my wife to get caught up in just being a wife to the point where she losing the cold. You know what I mean? I want my wife to go out and go have Nicole's fun, but then come home and be a wife when she have to. You know what I mean? When you get married, you just don't put to submit to that husband. You handle your responsibilities as a wife, but you also have a life as well. I'm not gonna do my wife like the way these old men do their wives, the ones in the past. Like our grandfathers and all that, just treat them like they're a piece of property and they must do this. No, that's pretty much like a slave. My wife is not a slave and she's not a servant. Like I said, we walk side by side, man. That's the way I roll. I'm just different, man.
Well, shout out to my grandfather. He wasn't like that. Well, I didn't see him be like that
like
with my grandmother. He was not a tyrant in their household. So, shout out to Joseph Branson Sr. But yeah, so those are the things that we heard. And when I got back with my husband, neither one of us had any of those things on that list.
Definitely.
We did not have, okay, and I want to be clear, we shacked up and we had already slept together because we had a son and one on the way when we got married. It didn't
Boom.
But not that was great, that was just reality. That's what was happening. Now I remember us before having a conversation one time about should you live with someone before you get married, and you were like, well, I think you should because then you don't know somebody.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Me personally, I think you should live together, because suppose a person can front when you just around each other like a few hours a day or whatever have you, but when you live with that person, you actually know that person. So telling a person they should live together before they get married, I disagree with that. You should live together, because that's when you fully know that person. You can see their weaknesses, their flaws. You can see whether they nasty or not. You don't want to go say I do and you mess around and you find like you got a gorilla in the household with a bunch of demons in her. And you done said I do already. It's too late now, bro. I'm going to find all that out before I say I do. I need to see all them flaws. I need to see your weaknesses and everything. It's let me know for a fact that I'm going to be with you for life. You know what I mean? That's just the way I feel, man.
So,
they call it shackling. I don't call it shackling. I call it common sense. You did.
Okay, so first of all, we all know, because we had that debate a long time ago, shacking is not in the Bible. We got that. However, it probably wasn't the best idea that we did live together first.
We was mad young too, though, man.
We were young and we made some dumb decisions along the way quite a few times.
Which is right.
That I believe that we have learned from and are still learning from.
Absolutely.
In some things.
Absolutely.
I don't know. We did live together, but what were like your pet peeves once you started living with me? Like, I can't. What is she doing?
Well, it'll take all day on this show, bro.
I
I'm
know
telling
we
you.
did. Oh.
Just playing. Nah, man, it wasn't nothing too heavy, man. Like, you know, everybody got some certain type of ways they stuck in, you know what I'm saying? Once I figured out that was my wife's ways, yeah, I'm gonna go outside for a little bit.
What you mean go outside? Just
You want to have that, baby. You can have the flow, baby. We'll be outside.
Okay, one of his pet
process.
peeves, and back in the day, he hated the fact that I watched Law and Order all the time.
Oh, God.
Because I like took over the TV. Okay, whatever.
Take over the whole house.
What? No, I didn't. One thing about Kurt that drives me, even now, I don't know what it is. He looks for things, and when he can't find them, like the whole house becomes an uproar. Where my socks? Where I just put my hands on. Why I can't find? I'm gonna start putting my stuff in my trunk until I can find. Like,
whatever, man. Yeah.
Like
when I want my stuff and I put it there, I should be able to find it when I come to it.
But the
that irks
irony
me, man.
of it
that
all
irks me.
is half the time he doesn't even put it where he thinks he puts it.
Well, I thought I put it there.
Right. So because you thought you put it there, then the whole house is upside down until you can find what you're looking for. So me and the kids now, we just don't even say nothing. We just let him run around the house and he just be looking and we just be like, until he finds whatever he's looking for, because we know that we didn't touch it. And that's 9 times out of 10, he put it someplace he couldn't find any doggone way. So I leave him in his skin till he find it, and then when he find it and he look back at me and I just smirk and keep walking and he can't do nothing but laugh at himself. That to me is just like whatever. I don't know. But don't am I lying?
Oh God.
Did you not do that the other
one
day?
of my pet peeves are, why do you wait till I have to get up to go to work to have to move around and go to the restroom when you know I need to go in before I need to go to work? It's like you wait on my alarm clock to go off to get in my way. Nigga, get out of my way. I got time. I'm on a time frame right now. I got 10 minutes to be dressed, brush my teeth, to put on deodorant. Why are you in the way? You had to piss all night. Get up and pee-pee when you say you had to pee-pee. Get out of my way. I swear to God, she do that on purpose, man. I'm telling you, man.
No,
just to get in my way.
I do not.
I require a lot of elbow room. Clear the space. God.
Wait. I do not do things to get in his way. He thinks everybody's always in his way because he's a big guy, but
they are,
I can't help that.
I'm telling you, they are.
I'm not messing with you. What were your expectations when you got married? What was it that you were expecting from a wife?
To be honest with you, I really didn't have no expectations like everybody quote unquote have.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be loved and do this thing for a long time and be here for our kids after we had the kids. They're like expectations like, oh, I want this. I want my wife to be like that. I wanted to be, no, I never mapped that out. I never did that. I just know my father, I come up from a marriage household. So I knew I was gonna have to repeat that, and everything that failed in my household, I wanted to make sure that ain't happened in my marriage. So the wrongdoings my dad did and the little fights and the whatever arguments my mom and dad went through, I wanted to make sure we didn't go through that in my marriage. You know what I mean? I don't like to rule with no iron fist. me and my wife are gonna rule together. You know what I mean? Cause some man out there, I'm gonna tell you something, man. We gotta stop being too strong all the time. These women are 10 times smarter than us. You know what I'm saying? And Malcolm and Martin, they were strong because that woman that was in the back, they ain't never get the credit for it. They wasn't allowed to get the credit for it. But I'm gonna let you know right now, it's a strong wifey right here. And if I need to be leading a certain situation, I feel I'm weak in that department, that's what she strengthened me at. And I'm gonna give her that credit. I'm gonna let her know I'm weak there. I ain't gonna, oh, I'm the man, I'm 6'7". Nah, yo, I don't know it all. But some things I don't know, she may know, so I'm gonna give her you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna allow her to bless me with the information so I can become strong in that department. We ain't got all the answers all the time, fellas. And we don't know it all the time. So it's okay to let that wife, you know what I'm saying, put something in there every now and then. That's just me though. You know what I mean? I'm not talking for I'm just talking for Kurt. I'm different, man.
I didn't have any expectations. I don't think I even liked the list that we were kind of given in church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I don't, all I wanted to do was like you, be loved, feel like whatever we were going to do, we were going to do it together. And I wanted to be loved for my flaws and all.
Which is right. I agree.
Because I have flaws.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not perfect. We both come from 2-parent households.
Correct.
That ended up in divorce.
Which is right.
And we saw some things that we did not want to repeat.
Which is right.
Which amongst the both of us, we've talked about many times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when things got rough, we were going to intentionally love each other regardless.
Which is right.
There are days that I don't like him.
And I don't like her either. Trust me. Trust me.
There are days where we don't like each other. I need you not to emphasize that. Okay? You doing too much. Okay, wait. Listen, there are days we don't.
Right.
But we have purpose to love each other regardless.
Which is right.
We work on that daily. And I love him, flaws and all.
Mm-hmm. No doubt, definitely.
And I know he loves me, flaws and all. He gets under my skin. Listen, he hit nerves I didn't know I had. There are things that if one of my friends said something to me and he could turn around and say the same thing, but because he said it, I am now enraged. My feelings is hurt. I'm just I don't know. But I tell him that all the time. Like, things can come from other people, but when they come from him, it is like right. Something totally different. I don't know how to explain that. But we've purposed to love each other. We've purposed to love each other through, we've had some ups and downs and some roller coaster rides, which all marriages have.
Come with all marriages.
But we have
keep it in your house, though. That's what you do.
That too.
The key to staying married and the magic in being married is keep your problems in the house and you solve them yourself. Don't put everybody in your business. No moms, no dad, no aunt. I don't care how cool you is, nobody. Don't put them in your business. You and your wife sit down and work that out yourself. That's where a lot of y'all mess up at. Y'all want to go to the pastors. Y'all want to go to the counseling people and they come whisper in your ear and put a seed in your head and all of a sudden your whole house is tore down, but they going home to their husband and wife though.
Well, there are some people who
do
need to have some therapy sessions.
It all depends on the situation, but something that's small, that's like little petty stuff or anything like that, then you keep that in the house and y'all work that out. Now, if somebody cheating or your husband out here knocking down punks and all that, okay, that's a whole totally different story, you know what I mean? Or your wifey out here sleeping with women, okay, that's a totally different story. Okay, it's time for you to go talk to somebody, you don't need to be with that person. But if something small like, oh, he get angry because I don't wash his clothes, okay, that's something fixable. You don't need to go tell nobody that, man. Keep them people out of your business, man.
No, wash the clothes.
Okay, 80% of them are miserable already. They want you to be miserable too.
No, wash the clothes. If he's angry because you're not washing clothes, wash the clothes.
Wash them clothes then, girl.
I wish you would. I wish you would. I wash too many clothes. Matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out why is it so many clothes? Where do y'all go all day?
I don't know, but I really believe y'all being here switching up clothes 2-3 times a day. Because ain't no way in the world that basket and that room should be filled like that, yo. That is ridiculous.
I don't switch my clothes that much. Matter of fact,
baby, you change 3 times a day.
That is ridiculous. You's a lie. I do not. I'm not.
That's a whole nother story, y'all. But let's keep on
topic. But no, there are some people who do need counseling in marriages. There are some people who are dealing with things that they do need to see their pastors about or a therapist about, because sometimes there are issues within that person, not necessarily the marriage,
which is right,
which is in this person that is causing conflict in the marriage. because you didn't deal what was wrong with you.
Which is right. That's
And I believe we even came across that as well, but we were able to fix it amongst each other without having to go to therapy. Although that was on the table one time, we just didn't go because right here. But it was on the table. But thank God we didn't have to do that, and we were able to fix it on our own. But there were some issues I think that we had within ourselves. Right. That was causing conflict
from our raisins,
in our marriage. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll say it. One of my biggest things when we first got married is you wasn't gonna tell me what to do. You wasn't gonna tell me what to do. You wasn't gonna all that submission stuff. Who?
We got a problem, we had problems in the beginning. Y'all just don't know, We just stuck it out and kept it amongst ourselves, and we just grew together. Like at the beginning of marriage, it's a learning and growing process, When you first with each other, you get married. It's like when you girlfriend or boyfriend, everything cool, but it's like when you say that I do thing, it's like something just happened differently, to the point where everybody get. I can't even explain it, but. Still date each other, still be able to deal with each other like you're still dating each other, Like when you get married, there's no difference. It's just on paper now. Some people get married, and the marriage turn left for the simple fact that you're like, oh, we married now. You shouldn't be able to do this and that. Where all of them rules came from?
They even have them when you were dating.
Show me the rules in the Bible. Show me all of that. People created these rules and told you what you need to do when you marry. How can you tell somebody what to do when they marry? What works in your marriage may not work in my marriage. You know what I mean? What works in my marriage may not work in your marriage. You know what I mean? You just find a common ground and you pretty much freestyle through the marriage. As long as everybody's happy, nobody's being disrespectful, everybody's coming home and paying the bills and all that, that's important. The finances and the sex is very important in marriage. Those two things. I'll let you know off here. Ladies, that's very important.
Don't
mess up the finances and the sex, Don't be, I don't feel like it tonight. Nah, you can't do that to that man.
Wait, time out.
You already know he's going to be 2 seconds anyway. Let him go ahead and get that 2 seconds in, and he out of there. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. Hey, don't tell the man I'm tired tonight. You open up the door for that. You know what I'm saying? You open up the door for bad energy to come in there for this man to go do something stupid. He's going to be jackrabbit you. He's going to be out of there. You know what I mean?
Did you say jackrabbit?
It's over, baby. You straight?
Wait,
all right, you straight, right?
Let me just put this out here. This may get a little PG-13 for all of those who may be watching it with your children around, because he can get like
Close your ears.
But
get the shouters around the table. All right, I'm just playing, baby.
Sex and money does cause issues.
Okay? That's very important in marriage.
And all that holding out and stuff is probably not the best idea and the best way to handle things. And you know what? And that's what I was saying before. Like, those were things that I would do. Like, if he would piss me off, don't talk to me. And I was good for don't talk to me for a couple days. And that don't talk to me, don't touch me.
That's that Nicole, boy.
And that
God, she's better now. She's all right now.
But I had these issues because those are things that I saw growing up. You got upset, you didn't talk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Same thing over here.
Yeah, you walk by each other in the house like you weren't even married. So guess what I was doing to him?
Same thing.
I mean, and he would get upset. Like, because his thing is, I have a time limit on my anger. I'm only mad for 10 minutes.
That's it.
And I'm done being mad, so can we talk? And I would be like, no, because my time limit says 4 days. So get back to me in 4 days and we'll think about it.
Devilish.
And that was how I was doing things. And if I felt like he was trying to tell me what to do, I would be on 1,000. Like, you better not tell me what. Oh, and guess what? I wanted to fight all the time. Didn't I want to fight?
Hey, y'all, she beat me up one time and made me fall out the bed, y'all. And she gonna tell me I fell out the bed. How did I fall out of the bed?
That is a lie.
She kicked me out of the bed, y'all.
That is a lie. I did not kick this man out of the bed.
Don't take advantage of your old man, because he's on it, yo.
That's a lie. First of all, I did not kick him out of the bed, okay? He fell out of the bed. Legit story. He fell out of the bed because we had just had my son, Christian, and Christian was a baby in his crib. And I heard the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
She kicked me out of the bed, y'all.
So I thought my baby's crib had fell apart. I thought he didn't put the crib together good and that the baby fell out the crib. So I'm looking for the baby and I look over and the baby's still in the crib. And so I rolled over to be like, babe. So I go on the other side of the bed and he over there on the floor just trying to get his life together. And at first I was cracking up because I was like, are you serious? Are you really on the floor right now? Till I noticed he had hit his face right here.
She bust my eye, y'all.
I didn't do that.
She kicked me out of the bed and then came around the bed and came and stomped me, yo, and told me I fell out of the bed.
You're such a bad liar.
That's a bunch of bull, man.
You're such a bad liar. But in the beginning, I would hit him. And if he upset me, I would hit him. And I would do things like that because I was angry. And instead of me talking about it or saying to him what I was upset about, my go-to was fight. And like, I'm not 2 feet tall and he's like 20 feet tall. But it didn't matter to me because I would just be that angry. And that's not how you handle things. And I learned that in our marriage. That
hey, y'all, she's the aggressor, y'all. She have a husband who don't put my hands on women, and when she saw that, she took it and ran with it.
That's not true.
Hey, y'all, she be bullying me, y'all.
That's not
I'm
true.
trying to tell you.
I do
she
not.
Be bullying me. You know how many times I got beat up by her?
No, that is not true.
And one time we was broke up, yo. She came to my brother's house and punched me so hard I fell off of the crate, yo. I went this way and the crate went the other way, yo. Come on, man. You can't do that, man.
That's true. That's true.
That's funny, huh?
But it's because
That's
you
funny,
called
huh?
my phone and you was ranting and raving on my phone.
Those were words, though.
But so what? You can call nobody's
Out of
phone.
frustration and hurt.
Okay, he called my phone
Out of
and
frustration
he called
and
me
hurt.
out my name.
She left the guard,
And
yo.
wrong thing to do. I remember because I got up, I left my son with my mother. I got in my car and I pulled up on him and he was sitting outside. And it went from there. But that's okay. We're past that.
She swung on me, yo. Only thing I saw was lightning, yo, in my view, yo. I know y'all dudes had got hit before, right? As soon as you see somebody swing on you so hard, or you get that hit from the unexpected hit, and you see that flash of silver or whatever, that lightning, yo. Yeah, that's what she did to me, bro. I ain't seen nothing but lightning when she hit me, man.
Okay, so first
Should
of
have
all,
called the police on her.
first of all, whatever. Okay. Second of all, you shouldn't have called me on my name, and we wouldn't have had that problem. Okay. But thank God we're past all of that. Okay. We're done with that.
Yeah, no doubt.
We don't
man.
do that anymore. Yeah. And I thank God, and all jokes aside, that my husband was not somebody who was gonna hit me back because he could have legit hurt me.
Yeah.
Because he's ginormous compared to me. But that's not who he was. Definitely. And I honestly believe not only was that not who he was, but he loved me enough not to. Mm-hmm. And he loved me enough to literally love the hell out of me. Just like I loved him enough to love the hell out of him. Don't do that. Because he's got some issues too that I love him anyway. And I love him enough to be there with him and stick it out and go through it with him. Everybody's not perfect. And I have decided, some people be like, oh, I'm leaving, I'm going to find somebody else. So let me get this straight. Everybody has baggage. It's just which luggage are you willing to deal with?
Which is right.
Are you willing to deal with the luggage that you already know about? Because you've already unpacked this. You see what's in his luggage. You know that he has this, he has this, he has this. Right. This is what I have to deal with. You know what's in his luggage. Or am I going to go to somebody else and get brand new luggage and find out that they have what he had and then some? Does that make sense?
Right.
I'm not doing that. There is not enough from anybody that's going to make me leave this man. There's not enough that you can say or do or have that is going to make me want to cheat on him. You don't have enough. And that's just because that's how much I love him. Look, you going to poke your chest out? Let me see. I can't. There's not enough. I have grown with this man. I remember when he was... When he was
talk that talk,
when
baby,
he was
talk
at
it off.
Walmart,
I was a bum, yo.
Not even necessarily a bum. You were coming
man.
through. You were coming out of some stuff.
Yeah.
And from the outside looking in, you would have thought, or people would have said, that he was a bum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That he didn't have nothing going for himself. He had these kids and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something. I saw something else. That's why I'm
with him, man.
And what I saw is who he is now.
She allowed me to grow, man.
Yes.
You know, some women, yo, they ready for that microwave love, that ready rock, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They don't want to give it a chance to grow, yo, and they don't want to build it on the right foundation. Wifey allowed me to grow, man.
He is.
And she has a lot of responsibility who I am today. That's why I love her.
Thanks.
Kiss, kiss. You did.
He's stupid. Okay, so What is your favorite thing about being married?
My favorite thing about being married?
Oh,
So
God.
one lady.
Okay.
That's all you got to deal with. You don't have to worry about no STDs. You don't have to worry about no craziness. You don't have to worry about different, you know what I mean? It's just one lady you have to deal with. And that is so peaceful, yo. And it's very peaceful being married. You know what I mean? Like I say, every marriage got its ups and downs, but this is mad peaceful. You know what I mean? I'm 43 years old. I've never been this much at peace in my life.
Is that because you were a hoe?
I won't call it a whore. It was a career.
It was a career? Why was it a career? Oh, why was it a career?
That's past tense. That's another story, man. Let's keep on talking about this marriage thing.
I can't.
You know, man, when you're tall and you're in college, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get groupies, man. You know what I mean? When you're young and you caught up in it, that's all it is to life. It's a bunch of girls. But when you become a man,
that's true.
You only want one woman. That's all. A man only want one woman. If you still want more than multiple women, you ain't a man yet, yo. So that's when I knew I became a man, yo, when I only wanted to focus on one woman, which is wifey.
When I met him, he had just come home from college, and he had this college mentality that everybody was going to take care of him.
Yes.
Because that's what was happening for him at school. Because you was a jock and you were tall and everybody was in your face, and I was like, so, because I was fine and I was doing my own thing, and
you had your own bread, so da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I was doing me. So I was impressed by your height, but I wasn't impressed by you. At least not at that moment, not right then. So when he came to me, I wasn't falling all over him for what he's normally used to. Right. Because when you were in college, like everybody was like, all hail Curtis. Yeah, and I was like, it's nice.
It was easy to get to, man.
When he called me, I never forget, he called me the first time. And he called a couple times before I actually was like, hello.
Yeah, right.
Because I wasn't playing.
Trying to play hard to get.
I wasn't playing.
You know you was digging a brother, girl. Oh, what you, girl?
No.
She was digging God, man. I don't know what she talking about.
Listen, he knows it. You were in the midst of a couple other people. So it was like...
And you was in the midst of a...
Yeah, I was in the midst of a couple other people too. So
I'm trying to run that G and make it seem like it was all me. You see that? That's what women do, bro. They try to put all the blame on you.
Listen.
Doing dirt too, girl. Hey.
I wasn't as bad as you though.
That ain't the point.
You were
doing.
You know, I wasn't.
You had a couple of secrets.
I mean, a couple compared to
Oaktown 357.
A couple of secrets compared to your closet.
Oh my God.
We're not even gonna go there. But I think my favorite thing about being married is, like he said, peace. The security that I have with him is like no other. I have just a comfort level with him. Like right. I can literally be me with him. And most people who know me in real life, I am who I am wherever I go. But I remember dating people sometime, and you had to be like a certain way. You had to carry yourself a way, or you wanted to look a certain way all the time and be, you know what I mean? Because that's what this person expected from you. You know what I'm saying? And you couldn't really be yourself. I don't do that with him. I don't think I've ever done that with him.
I feel where you're coming from, because I was the same way, yo. It's like every woman you get, it's like you had to hide some of you, because you were like, nah, they probably won't dig that, and you just couldn't be yourself. When I got with her, I was able to sit down in bed, Indian style. You know, I couldn't do that with nobody. Like, I'm just allowed to be Kurt, a noonie. Yeah. Per se to say, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to be noonie. And
noonie is his nickname, for those who don't realize what
you know what I mean? And it's just like, we was pretty much meant for each other. I don't think nobody else could tolerate us but me and her. No. We're the only one who could tolerate each other. So it's like we were just put together by the Creator, yo.
The reality is both of our personalities are extremely strong.
Very, very.
And we can both be hotheads.
Yes,
which we have learned to deal with without being... Okay, well, let me be clear. We're still learning how to not go to 1,000 between the both of us, because we're good for it. We could both be upset and go there. Right. But we're learning. I remember, I think it was my dad who said that to us one time. One person has to be high and one person has to be low.
Yeah.
because you don't want, because when both of us are up here, then nobody hears anything.
Exactly, gonna bump them
right.
heads, yo.
So,
that
and
was the
I
realest
always
thing he ever said too.
Yeah, and I think
shout out to you, Dad.
I can't.
Shout out to Dad, yo. That was that was a real statement you put out there. I didn't understand it back then, but I understand what you was talking about now. You know
and
I
mean? I think the thing with me, with him, is I used to tell him all the time, don't talk at me. If you want to hold a conversation with me. But if you talk at me, I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all. So it was like, I don't know. We've learned a lot together. We've grown a lot together. So.
And we're still growing.
Yeah.
There's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
No marriage is perfect. Like we said, you're going to have your ups and downs. But the magic in being married for a long time is making it work. You know what I mean? Everybody nowadays, they're just so easy to run. Take off and run. Oh, it's over with. It's over with. You wonder how grandparents and great-great-grandparents stayed married for so long? Sit down and ask one of them old people how they stayed married for so long. They kept people out of their business and they made it work. That's what you do. Nobody's higher than the other one. You're on the same level. I don't care how you put that.
I agree with that. Do you think religion plays a big role in being married?
It all depends on the individual, because we don't have the same views of religion. Let's be honest, but we make it work though, right? You know what I mean? You have your concept, I have my concept, and we respect each other's concept. That when it comes to raising these kids and paying these bills, we don't let religion get in the front of that. You know what I mean? She have her belief, I have my belief. You know what I mean? But it still all revolves going out to the same thing. We're trying to get to the heaven area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We both believe in God. Let me be clear.
Yeah, put it that way. Put it,
his belief in quote unquote Christianity is completely different than mine.
Which is right.
And I wouldn't say completely different because I don't do religion.
Right.
He doesn't do religion. I do relationship.
Right.
I have a relationship with God.
Right.
But I know that I couldn't have married someone who was Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not against Muslim people, that's not against Islam. You believe in whatever you believe in, but because our beliefs would have been completely different, it would have probably been an issue for me. But that's just, I think it would have been that way for whoever, if they were Muslim as well, they couldn't have married somebody who was, saved.
But you got a lot of good women out here who lose good men because of religion. Mm-hmm. Y'all women sitting out here, I want me a God-fearing man, somebody who gonna bend down and bow down and pray with God together. But the whole while you got a man who will pay all your bills, he love you correctly, he take care of your kids, they're not even his, because he don't pray to your God, you don't want to be with him. You see how messed up that is? So now you're manless. Come on, man. You can't let that play a role in that, man.
But
you know
we pray together.
Yes, we do.
Like, I don't.
We do as well, but it's just a lot of women out here looking for a God-fearing man who just want the man to come pray and bow down with him and everything. Some men are not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Some men have a problem with bowing down to another man. You know what I'm saying? That it's the masculinity in a man alone to sit there and worship another man and knowing he's a man. You know what I mean? So
the Bible says God is not a man.
I know it's not.
So it's not necessarily a man.
It's not.
So if someone has that type of ego behind not wanting to bow down to a man, then that's something personal that they're dealing with, that they need to handle at some type of therapy session.
Which is correct.
So yeah, I don't know. I do believe that religion, or I should say relationship with God, does play a role, because if I'm somebody who prays, which I am, I'm someone who prays.
Hattie Jr.
That's
Shout out to you, Mom. Hey, Mom.
But
strongest lady I know. I'm gonna let y'all know that too. That's the strongest lady I know.
I cannot.
She taught me a whole lot of stuff. Just off her words and her wisdom, and just from her being her alone, taught me a lot of stuff. Strong lady. But go ahead.
Thank
Love you, Mom.
That's my mom. Great. But I think because I am somebody who prays all the time, I am somebody who covers him. He doesn't even know a lot of times I pray for him in his sleep. I pray for him, when he's at work, because he works crazy hours and he drives a lot and he's not always home. I'm constantly covering him in prayer. I'm constantly releasing angels over his car. I'm constantly releasing angels over him, because that's what I do.
This is right.
Now, if he was someone who didn't respect that, then that could cause a problem in our marriage. Mm-hmm. Because he could be like, why are you praying? Mm-hmm. Why you know what I mean?
I never do that.
But he's never come at me like, you shouldn't be praying. Like, why you?
No, I never do that.
Well, I think because, I don't know, you're just not that kind of person where you're like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. I don't think, He's never done that to me. I don't know. I'm sorry if there's somebody in a relationship like that. That's not cool.
Yeah, that's definitely not cool.
And you know what
Definitely.
else I've learned with people?
Mm-hmm.
You know how people have with marriages like bank accounts and stuff.
Yes.
Do you know that's a big thing for people when they
Yeah.
don't? Okay, like you have a bank account over here and you have a bank account over here and y'all don't share anything and this is her money and like I heard somebody say one
I don't
time,
understand that.
I borrowed money from my husband. He had to pay me back.
What?
Check this out, huh?
Aren't y'all one?
So you borrowed money from this man you lay next to?
What?
How does that work?
Yeah,
I never understood that. And maybe because I don't know, we don't do that. I have an account that sits over here, but all of our other accounts are joint together.
Sure
but
are.
even that account that sits over here, he has access to that.
You have access to all.
That was
these
just an
accounts.
extra account to put money over there,
Which
so
is right.
that we got a couple accounts, and so we always went, oh, we're not gonna touch this one, but somehow we end up touching that one that's not supposed to be touched. So I created another account that you really can't touch, like I don't touch. So that's why we have that one. And the only reason why his name is on that one is because he wasn't there to put his name on it. But
Right.
if he ever wants to, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Credit cards, we have names on each other. Like I don't understand that. To me, that's another form of division in a marriage.
It certainly
I
is.
could be wrong.
It certainly is.
But I don't know. And that goes right along with what you were saying earlier, like sex and money. You know what I mean? When those two things are messed up, it causes a problem. And let's be clear, we've dealt with that too. I don't want to have sex with you if the rent late.
Yeah, you ain't thinking about no sex. You thinking about getting this rent money up.
I don't want to have sex with you if my light's getting ready to be shut off.
Straight up, but we never had that situation though.
We've
Straight
never
up.
had any one of these situations. But the point is this.
Definitely. I take
you
pride in
don't,
that, yo.
Yeah, you don't. That's not something that's on your mind. And when that's not on your mind, the only reason you have sex to reconnect. I don't know if people realize that.
It's a ritual, man. I just want y'all to know that.
I hate that word ritual, but
Yeah, that's just what it is.
yeah, in a marriage, that's what it is. You are to reconnect during sex. That is why when you're having sex with all these people before you get married, you're connecting with all these people who are not going to be your spouse.
All of them different spirits connected within you. Yo.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and then
Just
you wonder
carry
why
it
these
on.
women sometimes be latched on to y'all and can't get rid
Definitely.
because they were built emotionally, and
Deep,
there's
man.
an emotional
Sex
attachment.
is a ritual, y'all, whether y'all want to believe it or not.
There's
You
an
understand
emotional
that.
attachment that happens behind sex.
Definitely.
I care not how I could be super angry, but if something happens between us, I'm not that angry no more.
I know this too, yo. If we all angry and we go in the bedroom and get it in, we be like, oh, anything you want me to do for you, baby, afterwards. You know what I mean? You see the way that sex just make all that anger go away?
I made you tacos.
Girl, we gonna hunch tonight. Oh, we hunching tonight. God.
I can't do that.
I'm mad. I need to be happy.
And that's the only thing that's gonna make you happy.
Hunch it.
Is that the only thing that's gonna make you happy? See, that's why we have 5.
What else we doing?
That's why we have 5.
We don't have TVs in here. That's why we got 5 picnics, yo.
That's a lie. We have lots of TVs and we have cable and
We don't like our TVs. They're too
and
small.
we have Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus. We have it all. So don't let him fool you with the no TV. He's just like that.
Hey, look here, y'all. She's the hornball, okay? Talking all that
I
trash.
need you not to
She's
even
the
put-
aggressor when it comes to sex. She'll look at me cross-eyed like, bro, it had been 5 days. What up?
That's a lie.
I've been working 5 days straight on both jobs, honey. I'm tired.
That's a lie.
She'll rip my drawers off, son.
That's a lie. You are lying. This the one that starts slamming cabinets and stuff and throwing big attitudes the minute he thinks that he's getting I mean like tantrum attitudes. And you just be looking at him like, is it that serious? I guess it is for guys. I don't know. Cause I can go to sleep. That don't bother me.
You see that? Y'all see that, right? You see that? Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's all good, man.
I'm just saying.
I love my baby, though, man.
So, I mean, we might need to have a part 2 to this.
Definitely.
Because there's some other things that we may need
definitely.
to really discuss.
Yeah.
Like, because we have 5 children together, there are other children outside of our home.
Yes, yeah.
How do we deal with that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do we handle that? How do we deal with situations that may arise when we have to put the children back together because this set is feeling like this or this set is feeling like this.
Right, yeah.
How do we handle that? How do we deal with that? Because those are situations that we've had to deal with as well. And having to teach our children that regardless, those are your brothers and sisters, and that's what it is.
That's another topic for another day. But yeah, that's a huge topic. A lot of that go on in marriages today. You have outside kids before the marriage, and you know what I mean. Once you get married, the kids on the outside feel like you cater to the kids on the inside the marriage more, and it's just a whole big catastrophe. That's a lot of stuff that goes on in the black. I'm not going to say the black community, in communities regardless of dealing with someone who had kids before you got married. So yeah, that's a hot topic. You know, we definitely going to touch that the next time around.
Yeah, because that is something that we have had to deal with.
Yes,
absolutely. And we've had to deal with. I don't even want to get into it. Yeah, it's another topic. We'll probably have to do part 2 of this. But it's definitely a topic in how we've had to deal with that and how that had caused a rift in our own marriage and how we had to put that back together again because things were being said coming from other angles and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, there are things that happen in marriages that have to be dealt with. But like we said, if you can, and they're little things, deal with them in your house. If they're little things. Right. If they become big things that you no longer can deal with in your house, then yes, you do need to get some counseling. You probably need a therapy session. Yeah, yes. You probably need to seek your pastor. Absolutely. So we're not taking that from anyone. But what I will say is that I know that God made this guy for me.
Vice versa, ditto, baby.
Because no one else can handle me.
And no one else can deal with me either, y'all.
I am not.
Like we just meant for you. Like for real, man.
Not for real. An easy pill to swallow. And I know that about me. I need you not. I need you not. I need you not to agree with it. Like,
Lord.
That's what you gonna do?
Old Town 357.
I don't even want to talk to you anymore. So with that being said, you guys, maybe look out for a part 2. I think we'll do a part 2 to this. To our special edition tonight that we have with my guy here, Mr. Curtis.
7, part 8, part 9, 10. We gonna do it to 10, y'all. They got us messed up out here. Hey, look here, man. Y'all better get them views up because I'm on here. That's all I'm gonna say to y'all.
We're not doing 10.
I'm gonna start coming on your pages, threatening every last one of y'all till I see a new subscribe on there.
Yeah, we're
and I ain't playing with you.
We're not doing that. we're not doing that. But
we are doing that.
I'm not threatening anybody. I think everybody has the right to do what they want.
No, it ain't no rights no more. I'm about to tirade this nigga. Look here, y'all better subscribe, all right?
So
I'm playing games with y'all.
You see, you gotta laugh at yourself, right? So, and I also wanted to say that my husband's a great father as well. And for that, I appreciate you. I thank you. Because even the days where he's super tired and you're like falling asleep, you will still play basketball with these kids. You'll still watch something with them, even if the TV begins to watch you. Your heart was there to watch it with the kids. Right. You know what I mean? Right. You still take time out for the kids no matter what. Right. So we love you for that.
I love y'all just for being y'all, man. Y'all the reason why Daddy pushed so hard, man.
Yeah, he works really hard, you guys. But with that being said, this was our special edition of the Nikki B and Rizzy podcast. Again, we want to shout out my girl Rizzy, who is under the weather just a little bit, but she'll be back. And look out for a part 2. I think we'll do a part 2 to this as well. Always make sure that you are subscribing to the Nikki B and Rizzy podcast on YouTube. Make sure that you tell someone. If you are not already following us, we have a Facebook, an Instagram, and a TikTok. Make sure that you are following those pages out as well. Just put in the Nikki B and Rizzy podcast. I always say that I'm going to start making more TikToks. I'll probably do one tonight. I have not done one in, I don't even know, like a month. And the sad part is I be on TikTok. I watch.
That's all she do, y'all.
I be cracking up. I watch it, but I forget to go on there. So I'm gonna put some more content on there, you guys. So just look forward to those things, and then anything that we have upcoming or whatever we're gonna do, you'll always see on our pages. But with that being said, I want to say thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thanks for having me, baby.
I can't. Okay.
Dang, it's fun, girl.
I can't. Okay. He was a little nervous at first.
I'm about to be a new host, man.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Rizzy, look here, gonna be 3 of us, yo. I'm trying to tell you, man.
No, Rizzy, it's not.
Put me in the middle.
No, Rizzy, it's not. No, this is a special edition and we'll probably have a part 2. But my girl Rizzy is coming back. But again, don't forget to go on her Instagram page and follow the flask thing. I believe it's the flask thing, and she makes these flasks.
Yes.
See
She the one, yo. Support my girl, man. Rizzy get well, man.
Yes, and then she also does kid cups, which I have to order some for her friend Dominic. My baby got a crush on her.
Yeah, he do.
And then she also does coffee mugs because I got to get one for my mom. She does a few things, but go on her page, look it all up. Make sure that you get her. Support black businesses.
Support
that's
your
what we
peoples, man.
do.
She's going hard, man. So support her, man.
Yeah, that's my girl. I appreciate Rizzy so much. And of course, there is no Nikki B and Rizzy podcast without my girl Rizzy, so she'll be back soon. In the meantime, you guys, thank you for joining us once again. And this was episode 7, special edition. So that's what you guys can look forward to on YouTube. Until next time, you guys, we out.
One family, one love.